Alright, let's see what we got going on here. We have a trailer that lost a tire. What's left of the bearing. And, alright. So, I'll show you how we load these. Start with that, and we're going to back it up, attach it so it's secure.
Alright, so once we have the trailer hooked up, or most of the way hooked up anyway, I've hooked it, but I've gone just an inch or two a little far back, so I need to pull the truck forward a little bit so the ball can actually fit into that socket. And then once that is actually hooked and secured, then I can work with the trailer, and it's not going to be able to go back and forth and do a bunch of, stupid stuff. As soon as I tried to move this trailer jack, the bottom of it fell out. It had been overextended, so I had to twist it back in there and get it started and kind of reset it so it was back in place. Safety chains are a must, especially on equipment that is not yours. If the tongue on this trailer were to break off, or a weld were to break, or just something happens to it, I need to make sure that the trailer is continuing to follow me and not becoming a road hazard to anybody behind me, especially at night, especially on the highway. I need to make sure that that trailer is going where I'm going. And then we're not using the trailer safety chains, so we're going to just drape those out of the way so they're not going to be dragging down the road. And my original plan for this was to just jack it up and use the dollies like I would on any other vehicle where the tire's missing, or something else is wrong and that corner can't roll. So we're just going to put the jack on the back corner out of the way, the opposite end where my hydraulics are, so I have kind of control front and back of the elevation of that trailer. And you can kind of see how this is supposed to go. Imagine if this was a vehicle and the wheel is missing. Now we have something for either the dollies or the wheel lift to grab onto and secure it to the vehicle. Set up the dollies like normal, but at about this point I'm beginning to realize that the wheelbase on this trailer is far too wide, where the dollies are not even going to be an option. So that's just not going to work. So my original plan B was, before I went to this job, I called a friend with a flatbed, had him on standby, gave him the heads up on the situation, and he was ready to go and grab this if I needed him to. But I do like the challenge, and I like figuring out different ways to do things. So I wanted to get a little bit creative and just make something work. Not, if it comes to a point where I can't do it safely, or I think it's, too much of a risk or a liability, I would have ended up calling the flatbed. But I have an idea here, so I'm going to see if I can make that work, and we'll see if I got the room to make it happen. I did a car not too long ago where there was literally nothing in the back. It was just an empty shell, no control arms, just nothing. Like literally just an empty shell. And I ended up setting up the dollies kind of under the rear bumper, rear trunk area, and then strapping the dollies to the vehicle. And that worked just fine. towed it about 20 miles to the scrapyard that way, and it held fine and everything worked and got it there. So I'm going to implement a similar idea to this trailer, and we're just going to set the back of the trailer on the dollies already set up, and we'll see if it feels safe and if it's going to hold. And obviously we're going to strap it to it. You know, we're going to make the dollies and the trailer one solid unit together. Lock them in place. Got to get the positioning even on both sides. Alright, now that it's there is cross bracing underneath the trailer, just the way that the trailer is made, where these dollies are not going to be able to slide back and forth at all. But this corner where you just saw it slide back and forth, it's because the tire is still on that side of the trailer. So what I need to do is I need to remove that tire so the dolly can actually be secured and touching the trailer, and then it's the dolly wheels that are on the ground instead of having a clearance issue with the trailer wheel that's still there. So for right now, I'm going to put some straps all the way through it. Not only is this going to secure the dolly to the trailer frame, but it's also going to ratchet down all this loose carpet that's in the back there. So I've jacked up the other side of the trailer now. We're going to remove these lug nuts here and just take this tire off so my dollies are what's actually riding on the road. Got to keep an eye on traffic at the same time. So we'll put the lug nuts right in there so we know where they are and we don't lose them. And then for now, we'll just throw the trailer tire on the trailer and then put the jack away. Now things shift a little sometimes, so we're going to double check the ratchets. Get them basically as tight as I'm going to be able to get them. And how secure is it? That's the question here. And we're about to find out how secure it is. So as I'm pulling out, remember we're on the grass here, and we have a little bit of a lip to get back onto the solid road there. And I have my lights still flashing. Traffic is merging over, slowing down. And then as soon as we hit the road here, that trailer jerks up. So what happened? Turns out I made a little mistake and I forgot that my orange thing was still under that part of the trailer. So it was sliding through the grass just fine, and then as soon as we got to that curb on the road, it caught on the curb and it shot the trailer up a little bit. So my little mistake there basically just ensured that these dollies on this trailer are 100% stable and can take the road conditions and bumps and turns and potholes and whatever, and they're not going nowhere. So it's safe, it's solid, it's going about 5 minutes down the road back to the guy's house. And there it is. Accomplished another challenge, so I got another way of doing things now.